Hey everyone, welcome to First Drive. I'm your host Brian, and today I'm taking my very first test drive in a 2023 Ford Explorer Timberline. That means I'm not an expert, but I do know somebody who is.
Hey Brian, nice to see you again.
Hi Andy. Andy's a salesman at Smail Ford in Greensburg, and he's going to help me out with this test drive. So
absolutely. Hey, do you want to get on the road, Brian?
please.
Let's go.
All right, so Andy, as I'm looking at this car, first thing, the color. Do you know what it's called?
It is gorgeous. It is our carbonized gray metallic.
All right, okay. Now, the Timberline, what does that mean? What makes it different than other Explorers?
So Timberline means a handful of different things, but basically the easiest way to describe it is definitely our off-road specific vehicle. We're gonna see that we have all-terrain tires on here. We're gonna notice that we have a blacked out 18-inch wheel package to go along with that. This has the most ground clearance of any Ford Explorer in the lineup, almost 9 inches. It's about 8.66 if memory serves me correctly.
A few key features I want to talk about on the front. You can obviously see the tow hooks there that are in bright orange and the accenting there. Some of the things I'm noticing on the headlights, you have a beautiful LED strip along the side and the Explorer badging on the headlights. And if you come and look at the headlights themselves, are they LEDs?
Yeah, you're gonna notice that you have the signature automatic LED headlights here. So you're gonna have a very nice higher intensity bulb because very clear line of sight while giving you some great looks for the body appeal for the exterior. Never hurts to have something that's pretty as well as functional.
Also noticing that Timberline badge along the side of the vehicle. As we come around to the back side, wow, you have black accents along with that gray exterior color, Timberline logo, and the four-wheel drive logo there. Last thing I want to mention here, you obviously have your hitch.
We have our trailer hitch. With our system, we have a couple additional features that go along to help you out. We have the trailer sway control in this vehicle, which helps to control the brakes and actually adjust the engine to help maintain control of whatever if you are pulling a trailer itself. However, as far as normal capacities and things like that go, we're looking at, with the Class 4 towing package on this particular vehicle, we can tow up to 3,500 pounds.
I'm just gonna go ahead and check out this trunk here, see what kind of space we have back here. One press of the button, trunk is going up. Obviously, I'm seeing right here cargo net in the back. Is that something that comes with all of the Timberlines? Or?
Yeah, you're gonna see the cargo net in the back. The cargo net, actually, it's really nice too because it's not clipped in. It's not something that's very difficult to remove. It's just pull up on it to release and pull down. And that gives you full accessibility to everything in the rear of the vehicle. Now, as far as extra storage space, we do have a little spot down here and little notches on the side where we can put a few things as we need. And then if you do need some more rear storage, since this is a third row seated option vehicle, we can pull the headrests down and just simply press the button on the back side. And you'll notice the seats automatically will fold out of our way and allow us to load our cargo in as we need.
I love that. It looks like we're gonna have a lot of space in there. We could probably even put those second row seats down and get more space. You know, do they fall flat?
Absolutely, those will actually fall flat. So in this particular vehicle, with the rear row up, we have about 18 cubic feet. Once we go ahead and put that back row down, we gain an additional 30 cubic feet behind the second row of seats. And then finally, once we do put all the seats down except for the front two, we have almost a combined 88 cubic feet of total volume for storage back here.
All right, so we went ahead and put the back seats up. As I move into the back seat, there's just one little latch up there, and I'm gonna go ahead and sit back here. Now, this third row, actually, I do have a decent amount of space here. There's lots of room between the seat in front of me and my knees. I notice a cup holder on this side, some tie downs for whenever this is a trunk, and some ventilation, guys. How about that? Third row does get some ventilation back here on both sides and some light. Can't really ask for more there in the back row. Let's check out the second row. So getting into the second row, first thing I'm gonna notice is that there are stitching on the armrest, and actually you could probably see it better here. The seats have a nice gray heather, gray finish to them. It's a hard, almost jean type fabric. Down here, you're gonna have a couple of cup holders. You'll have 2 USB-C chargers, and hey, how about that? A 110 house outlet, your 3-prong outlet. And you have AC controls for back here. Other thing I'm noticing here in the back seat, you do have some ventilation up here, lights, and the big thing, sunroof. Comes all the way to my head. So I can really see up and look at the sky from the second row. Kind of a big talking point. So that's going to do it for the back seats. Let's jump up front and then let's get this thing on the road. All right, so Andy, here we are on the inside of the Ford Explorer, and first thing, let's go ahead and start the engine. Press the brake pedal, press in the button. I'm seeing a little bit of a display up here pop up, and then I'm noticing the infotainment screen has an Explorer logo popping up.
Sure, we have a short little progress there for the middle and the center console cockpit display. Nothing crazy, but here we do like to always showcase your vehicle. Explorer right now, obviously the mountain scenes, and this being the Timberline package, even better because this is the off-road version.
Beautiful screen there. As we come around to the middle console here, you're gonna have your controls for your radio, obviously. Looks like you have some AC settings, heated seats, and steering wheel?
Absolutely.
All right.
So up here, you'll notice as far as our center console goes, you do have a nice piece if you're not charging your phone to go ahead and set it in there so that you can actively see your screen, along with 2 cup holders with some varying sizes, with some little stoppers there. We also have our rotary engage drive system for our gear shift selector. And as we come down, we have our electronic parking brake. We also have our automatic brake hold button that when engaged on, will illuminate to let us know, and that means that when we come to a complete stop, we let our foot off the brake stays engaged until we push the accelerator pedal to release it. Go ahead and release that right now, actually, so it doesn't get stuck on accidentally. We have our automatic start-stop button, which we can turn on and off. We have our traction control button. We also have a hill descent assist along with our drive modes, which when we select and turn that like rotary mode, you'll actually see that in the cockpit display, allowing the multiple different driving modes that we can engage with this particular vehicle.
All right, so let's go through these drive modes real quick, Andy. What do we have?
So right now we're set in the normal drive mode. As we start to engage and we move off to the left, we're going to notice as we turn to the left, we get slippery, so great for southwestern Pennsylvania. We also have a trail mode, so if we're going to do some off-roading, considering the addition of this vehicle, I think it's quite possible that that might be the case. And then past that, we also have the deep snow and sand, so if we're ever in anywhere that maybe we are dealing with some thicker variants and losing some traction, it can help us out. We have our eco mode for long driving, highways, things like that to help out. We also have our sport mode to engage a little bit quicker and more, I should say less subtle, if you will.
Yeah.
Shifting of the transmission, engagement of the engine, and power source straight to the vehicle. And then we also have a tow and haul mode if you do use your trailering system. One other nice thing with this vehicle too is it does have a trailer assist, not only for backing up and engaging it, but also while you're driving it to help you understand which direction the trailer is going to go if you're not that experienced of a trailer user.
Other things I'm noticing here on the dashboard, we have, you know, looks like a black leather with this beautiful metallic looking finish.
It's
here.
of a bit of embossed yet debossed, almost aluminum looking finish trim here. It's very neat. It to the naked eye when you first get in, it might look like it has a little bit of discoloration, but that's actually on purpose because we're looking for the rugged appeal.
Oh yeah.
You'll also notice to go along with this rugged appeal, we do have a special edition interior color that is a little bit more, and it's hard to see, I know, but the darker green tone.
Oh, yeah.
You're not going to see that as a standard option. We're going to see it in this, but we're also going to notice that we have the orange stitching specifically for the Timberline package. The Timberline package gets some nice interior, different features, upgrades, even in the steering wheel with your stitching, to really let you know, even when you're on the inside of the car, that you feel more outdoorsy, a little bit more rugged.
Yeah, I definitely do. It feels, you know, sportier, like almost like but off-road sport style. All right, so it looks like we've gone over a lot here. Let's get this thing on the road, Andy.
Absolutely. Let's take it out, Bri.
All right, so let's start things out here, Andy, by getting this on the road. Put my foot on the gas a little bit. Ooh.
Absolutely. Got about 300 horsepower right out of the gate with about
Yeah.
310 feet of torque.
I felt that immediately.
With a 4-cylinder. The
Yeah,
2.3
really? Wow.
2.3 EcoBoost engine, fantastic. As far as towing capabilities go, we have 310 foot-pounds of torque on top of that to match with that high horsepower volume. So good for trailering, good for initial takeoff. If you're driving untethered, just a lot of fun.
Not to mention the engine. What we have is it a 4-wheel drive, all-wheel drive?
We have all-wheel drive capability. We are operating on the standard Ford Intelligence platform, which can displace different values to the front and rear drive axles in order to make the vehicle more capable in varying driving situations, especially when you're talking about going from a dry road to a wet road to maybe something that's ice covered, snow, slippery, or for that matter, even off-road capabilities, since we are in one of the most readily equipped off-road adventurous Explorers. So Brian, right now you're going to notice that the orange light does come on, indicating that there's somebody in your blind spot coming up. They finally caught up to us after that quick start we had.
So I'm going to turn on my turn signal with somebody in the blind spot. That is actually flashing at me and letting me know that there's somebody over there and that I should not make that left-hand turn.
The light will pulse to give you indication, to grab your attention, to inform you that yes, there is somebody over there in that spot and that you need to reconsider your movement of the vehicle.
As we're driving down the road here, I'm noticing one thing on the dashboard here. There seems to be 2 lines on the dashboard that run parallel to each other. And I noticed whenever I veer off to the right here, it's actually one of the lines turns yellow and
eventually red. Careful
eventually
there.
Red, yeah, to let me know that I'm going outside the lane there. Another thing that just popped up there is there's a car icon there. That was not there a moment ago.
So Brian, that system is actually going to let you know the yellow is a caution, just like a normal traffic light. It's an indication that there's a warning. You are possibly veering out of the lane if you notice the sides, or perhaps if you notice the car show up in front and the yellow gap distancing, saying that we're getting a little close to a car, could be time to slow down or at least be more cautious while driving.
So I'm going to go ahead and set my cruise control right here. And as I do that, I notice a car pops up down here. And we are slowing down actually based on the car in front of us. We're coming down to 50 miles per hour. I'm set at 54, but the car in front of me is going slower than that. So we're actually slowing down. Is that correct?
Absolutely. We have the gap distance control. So it's going to make sure that we're a safe distance away from the vehicle in front of you. It's actually an adjustable feature that you can control how close you're getting to those vehicles if you're more comfortable having a bit more space or a bit less space. Depending on the speed and the driving circumstances, that can be very helpful.
So if I have this cruise control set and I just start to veer off to the right a little bit, I'm noticing that lane, once again, the right-hand side of that lane on the dashboard turns yellow and it's nudging me back into the lane. Is that just happening because I have the cruise control set, or is that something that happens without the cruise control?
No, actually, prior to us engaging the vehicle today, I went ahead and turned on our lane keep assist with both an aid and an alert. Okay. So you get a visual alert, plus you also get a little bit of a steering aid with it to help you during your driving process to keep you safe.
We're being kept within the lane. We're being slowed based on the car in front of us. My foot is off the gas and off of the brake. So this car is definitely driving itself. We're going to see here there we go.
The car just got mad at you, Brian.
What are you going to do?
It knows that you took your hands off the steering wheel for a little bit too long. It wants you to stay attentive. In order for our systems to work properly and be fully engaged, you need to keep your eyes on the road and you need to keep at least one hand on the steering wheel, just so that it knows that you are capable of taking control of the vehicle in case a situation would arise that it was necessary.
All right, so we're going to go ahead and come up to a stop light here, and this car is slowing itself down. It's continuing to slow itself down, and it's coming all the way to a stop. Yeah, completely to a stop. That's great. The engine stop icon actually just showed up.
Yeah, the automatic shutoff will kick in anytime that the car is up to temperature and we come to a complete stop. With the activated cruise control as we've been doing, it will allow the vehicle to stop all on its own. Now, in order to restart that process and to re-engage the motion, you will have to push the resume button once the car in front of you starts moving. Okay. But that's just a safety thing to make sure that you're still paying attention to the circumstances around you.
I was wondering, warranty on the Ford Explorer, what is it?
So we have a 3-year, 36,000-mile bumper-to-bumper warranty. We also have a 5-year, 60,000-mile powertrain limited warranty for you as well. So you have all your major components covered for about 60 months. Depending on your driving cycles, if you put more miles on that, obviously might run out a little quicker, but we do offer warranty extensions and things of that nature as well. So Brian, on this particular version, we have the 8-inch infotainment system screen. This one happens to be equipped with our Sync 3. Now that 8-inch infotainment system screen is very helpful, has everything you need in it, but if you do desire something a little bigger, there are upgrade packages that will allow you to have something that's a little bit more tablet sized, up to about 10.1 inches in vertical.
So let's go ahead and come here. I'm going to go ahead and go into reverse. And we're going to see predictive lines. I love seeing those. You're actually see how far away you are from an object based on the color there.
You're going to notice gap distancing, trail lines to where you could be going based on where you're straight ahead, and you still get your trailering tow hitch line in there. If you are going to use the vehicle for towing purposes to help you line up with the trailer ball in order to set it properly.
And I'm also noticing some sensors back here. Maybe actually we can test those out.
If you give me 1 second, I'll be happy to run behind the vehicle and show them off for you.
Why not? We're actually going to see him there. See, it's giving us an alert that somebody or something is behind us. So if we were backing up into something, that's going to alert us. And it's alerting me up here on the screen. It's audibly alerting me that somebody or something is behind the car, not to go further. Well, let's look down to that plus screen, and then that's for your trailer hitch.
Specific, yeah.
Yeah, great.
A little bit more specific on what we're looking at rather than having everything else influencing. And especially if you're backing up to a trailer, you really don't want to have the system beeping at you as if you're speaking to somebody outside the vehicle, maybe trying to help you hook the vehicle up.
And that was our first drive in the 2023 Ford Explorer Timberline. Hey, Andy, thanks so much for taking me on this test drive.
1 second, Brian. Let me just appreciate a little bit more of this Timberline package.
It does stick out. It's pretty nice.
It's gorgeous. Just love the color accents on this car.
Hey, if people have questions for you, how can they get in contact?
Well, obviously they can come to the dealership, stop by. We're right off Route 30 in Greensburg, or you can visit smailford.com.
If they have questions, they can leave them for us in the comments section. We'll make sure to get back to you too.
Hey, that'll work too.
All right, well, that's going to do it for our first drive. So until next time, guys, enjoy the ride.
See you guys.